What's going on, everyone? Let's dig into a few ideas that I had. And it has to do with nobility, the inert gases, the mind, the ego, the human skin suit, consciousness, the media, the ties that bind us, the things that we attach ourselves to, the ideas that we find ourselves entertaining, the symbols and people that are used as symbolic gestures of certain ideas, whether or not they are part of it or not. And it is a very large construct. It, I went through so many different feelings, emotions, feelings meaning exactly how I felt at the time, emotions meaning uh, uh, dragging me into the abyss of the past and the future, um, and so many different types of ways of thinking, perceiving realms and ideas that I became very, as I often do, uh, caught in this impasse of what does it matter for me right now if I just threw in the towel on educating anyone? Because here's the simple thing. It's 2017. While I may believe I'm the smartest person on the planet and everyone should listen to me, that's irrelevant. There's been plenty of very highly intelligent people everywhere, so that's irrelevant. But I could say this all day and uh, uh, attach myself and bind myself with the highest order of what seems to me to be the truth. But if it doesn't serve me and it doesn't serve anyone else in a high degree, like if I serve everyone um, a meal, I don't care what's in that meal, they will be happy to have eaten it. And I can serve the masses, the multitude. I can serve everyone to such a great degree that they feel for the moment that they exist, because now is all that exists, that they've had a great experience. I could have a smile on my face. I could high five them, smack them on the butt, and say, "Hey, congratulations, good for you. I'm so glad that you've had this experience." And it could be anything. And I could talk anyone into believing that they had, that no matter what their experience was, that it somehow was better than they thought. I don't care if they fell down a flight of fucking stairs. And this is humanity. We've literally fallen down a ladder, a flight of stairs. And despite me knowing that doesn't matter, it doesn't matter to anyone. I could sit here and with my being, even though my general sense is to serve and instruct and help and engage and participate in other people's lives, like I'm sitting here where I have been for many, many, many moons, like just this isn't. It's not fixing the world at large. It's not fixing communities. It's not helping me. Like I'm not any better off for it to have earned or been rewarded by it. And I've never thought of this, and this is the point I'm trying to make. It's never really crossed my mind. It doesn't bother me that I haven't been paid or granted some unfeathered access to anything else, because the access that I have to different realms has really served me. But I'm saying in this sense right here where we sit, like I don't I'm as often as I am very confused and very caught in this juxtaposed state of saying, how can I serve others, serve myself, uh, understanding what the ego is, understanding what's the self is, understanding like, oh, we're all connected, and going through all of these, different philosophical arguments. But I wake up and I go, okay, all I know right now is how I'm experiencing the world. Sometimes serving myself it feels good, and sometimes serving others feels good. I mean, make it simple. Sometimes I could bury my face 50 feet, like I could just grind my nose and tongue up in a pussy. I could make a woman feel so beautiful and so good, and that makes me feel good. And other times I want to lay down and relax and catch some dome. That's real talk right there. So what is that? Is that my ego speaking? Is that my physical body? Like, oh, who cares if it is? Like, if anybody out here talking this spiritual shit that is eating a physical material world and wants to tell me about the spiritual realm, they can really suck themselves off, because I can't hear them. Unless you see me on the astral plane, unless you can talk to me in the realms beyond the like, and where this comes from is I'm on the precipice of revealing information of literally where light comes from, the source of all creation, and helping people to become really fully understanding, understanding, and overstanding the concepts of how to create universes. And I don't even know if it's worth it, because I don't know if anybody is even capable of handling that information. Because what would it do? How would it serve them? How would it serve me? Because some people, I think that if I gave them information and somehow I got like, I don't know, entrapped, and I don't even say entrapped, but like involved in their world, I don't even know I want to have any part of it, because I don't think most people, it's kind of that, would you give pearls to swine kind of shit. And I don't mean to say this in a belittling way to anyone, because I really truly believe everyone is the source code of all information, and we're all truly gods. I do believe that, certainly. But I'm sitting here like trying to figure out this impasse between life and death, between service to self and service to others, between understanding what an ego is, understanding how I have a delightful experience, and then still, while I'm sitting here looking at the world at large going, holy fuck, how is it that there's these multitude of ignorant assholes that are cutting off the foreskin of our children, sticking them with needles, instructing them to be peons in a system, and I have to always weigh my own experience against that, and I always find myself at this strange place that I look at someone like Albert Einstein, and I know, oh, well, who exactly was he living for? Because I know for certain, within my heart, within my mind, within my scientific exploration of how the world functions, that gravity doesn't exist, and most of his theories are dog shit. The only thing he said with any truth was imagination. Imagination is the most important thing that you can ever have. But I don't even know if he said any of that shit. Like, are these all just propaganda tools? And then we get into, Manly Palmer Hall, Manly Hall, right? Everyone here high fives Albert Einstein that says Manly Hall was a Mason and he's a piece of shit. But like, as far as I've read of all of their works, if Albert Einstein's work was ever held up against Manly P. Hall's work, no one would ever find Einstein's work to be relevant if they weren't scientists themselves. So if one of those two was a Mason in any way, there's no doubt in my mind of the research that I've done, and who I find myself bonded with. It's not the lower gentleman there. I don't know who he was or where he came from, but out of everything he said, I don't even know who they are. So building this world from here forth, what do I see as fit? What do I see as healthy? As not diseased? I see Einstein's ideas as diseased. I see the world as diseased. I see the people that can control the flux of information into the masses as the lowest common denominator of shit. And if anybody doesn't see that, if you can argue this and think that your media, that your government, that your teachers, that your scientists, that the people who are telling you about health and well-being, that the people that are just sitting there like amassing you with information or there to like help you, you're wow. And the thing is I know they were part of the system too, and then we have to get into all of this. Then here I go. Let me get out of that. Then let's get back into this Zen voice. Let's do this. I understand fully. They are part of the system. They didn't deserve it. I know where they came from. The neighborhoods they grew up in, the ghettos, the place. You know. This is why everybody in Hollywood is 5'5". Are you fucking serious? Yeah, because they're midgets. They're midgets in the world. They've already gotten shit on their entire lives. Of course they want to be bigger than anything and be on the big screen. Has anybody not got this? Like, of course they do. Find all of these people that you see on the big screen and see how small they are. And I'm not saying there's anything small about their minds or small things they've done, but like, no, they joined a cult and something because they didn't have a fucking self-belief system. Oh, but then I have to go, well, they were born into that and they were treated that way. And so I get how the whole thing works. But what I'm suggesting is certainly very simple. The truth is simple. That what you can see and how you can see it exist, like you look at a flower and how it becomes itself. And this goes into what I want to share about reproduction of light and energy, and we call it. There's so many ways of explaining this, and I don't even know if I want to. That's the thing is, and it's like who is ever, no one's ever succeeded at this, unless there's a bunch of successful people that have just learned how to be generators of wisdom over the course of, like, they exist within this chaotic system, so have their own island and just maybe it is, maybe there's a bunch of kings everywhere. But then I sit there and I walk down the street and I look at all these oblivious, lifeless souls and I say, what is it that you're not getting about, like, the people that are feeding you information, the food you're eating, the radio stations, these vehicles that you're in that are death traps. I mean, listen to these people, and the commercials tell you, well, don't worry about all the side effects. And here's all these popularized people. I could name 50 people right now that you've never heard of that have said more intelligent things than the most popular people on the planet. But why don't they get popular? Why not? Is there something more going on? Well, who knows? But I it's like, who are you siding with, us or them? That's always the thing. And like, for me, I'm not siding with anyone. I'm at this point with, like, shit, like, I could just turn this whole fucking thing off. I mean, and that's the thing is, I don't, other than like a little bit of a event like this, to me, what I do on here is like a fart. Like, to tell you about how the lungs work and how the heart works and how your intestines work and how your brain works, and like, shit, I got the downloads, I got the info, but like, for me to speak this, it's like, this is just like a little, boop in my existence. And like, it's certainly like, I wish I could help all you out. But at the same time, like, how is this serving me? Is that, oh no, but then you got these people, but we're all the same thing. Man, I could serve myself all day and everything would be the same as it is. Because I spent my life doing my best to serve others. It's got no one anywhere, and it's got me nowhere. Imagine that. What is that, my ego speaking? Come on. I'm teaching people how to get out of body. I'm telling you, like, I have other lives going on right now. Like, I could cash my chips in right now and just get the fuck out of this plane of existence. Don't bother me. But then I go, oh, am I so attached to all of these people? Are they just pieces of me? And we go through this whole thing, and I always wonder about these these highfalutin, these icons of these enigmas of information. And I don't even, and, as I was speaking earlier, I don't even think Manly P. Hall is like the greatest of all things. I just using it as an example. And I don't think Albert Einstein was an idiot by any means. I don't know them. I never met them, so I can't really qualify their lives. And I never would. I never would, even for not 1 second. But I can look at the information that they've put forth, and I can say that certainly the information that was accredited to Einstein has been time and time again, other than him talking about imagination, time and time again, everything else he said is just absolutely horseshit. And I haven't seen too much that Manly has ever said that isn't true or at least helpful to the planet. I don't know how many people you could find out here. Like, does anybody know who Walter Russell is? Like, look at that cat. He wrote many books. Look at look at these people like Tesla, right? Oh, we're getting popularized to Tesla. Then it makes me curious about, like, who the fuck was this cat? Did they just design him? Because nobody met him in 1905 or whatever the fuck year he was around, dealing with Westinghouse and that whole enigma of the story that was written. So what is this all to say? This is all to just give people a point of reference for their life and their life experience. It has to do with, like, serving yourself to serve others. To how much energy can you supply yourself to then supply someone else with that energy? And at what point isn't even worth it? Like, what could I don't know what it is for anyone, because I know plenty of people that have a lot of currency that their currency is faulty. Try that out for a second. Their wisdom is shit. They're a bunch of miscellaneous processes to create fiat currency within an economic system that is made out of thin air and going into shit. That's a bunch of moon-based, like, we get all that kind of weird shit that I know about, but like these people, like, they have no authenticity. There's no integrity. They fall apart. And like, just because they have energy and currency doesn't mean they have anything that is valuable. The value system, like, what it, like, but we're sitting here in a world where the things with the least amount of integrity are again and again sold to the most childish, and literally children, to become addicted to at a very young age. Like, yeah, you're sold drugs as soon as you come out the womb. Anybody doesn't believe that, doesn't understand it, like, that's why you're an idiot right now. And that's, I'm not saying that to insult you. I'm saying, like, literally you got poisoned. You got poisoned with salts. You got poisoned with sugars, like fake sugars. You got poisoned with, like, information. You got poisoned with just a and who are these people? Why are they doing it? Like, that's all, that's a fun game to play down the line. It becomes a little bit strange. It becomes a little bit damn, that's a really lot to think about. But where we sit, like, man, we've all been poisoned to a very high degree. Like, maybe even me. Maybe I'm just in here ranting on about nothing, and I'm an idiot too. Who knows? Maybe we're all just idiots. With a good friend of mine back when I was in high school used to say, we're all a bunch of idiots with microphones. And I gave a good thought to that. I always have. I don't know, maybe. But then I go, like, let's look at these people that had labels stamped on them. I never met these people. Like just back to what I said about Manly and Albert Einstein. They're both labeled with things. I never met these people. I've only heard a small amount of each of them speak. But if I had to guess who was the smarter, more intelligent human being, there's not a question in my mind that I would without even thinking about it. The sound of the voice and the authenticity of the knowledge and what I've learned from each of them, shit, Manly Hall. I'm man. I mean, if there's a grave to follow someone to, oh, are you suggesting you're a skull and bones and going to the grave? Like, I mean, Shit, Einstein was probably part of it too. But then you got to go. Oh wait, hold on. Which skull and bones are we talking about? Are we talking about Illuminati? Are we talking about and then you just go down these so fucking long path like were you in the club and were you like all these symbols? Like I could walk down the street and throw up fucking gang signs and throw some symbols for the Illuminati. I could throw these things and who would know? It's not that secret, you know? Like yeah, somebody suggested it's not about them being secret but them knowing secrets. Like, why would you want to know secrets? Like, wouldn't you just give that away? Wouldn't you just offer that if it was going to enlighten people? Rather than, because it always comes back to this, like, shit, if they have so many secrets, then why do they keep poisoning motherfuckers? Because without question, I always come back, as soon as I become light of heart and think this kind of concept where I say, oh, wait, maybe there's something that I'm not getting here. Maybe I'm just missing something. Every time I do that, and I start to go, oh, well, maybe we're just not understanding. I immediately come back to this one thing. That our food, it's not even one thing, it's a bunch of things. Our food is fucking poisoned. We're killing animals when we don't need to. We're ingesting genetically modified bullshit. We are being stuck with needles when we don't need to. We're being educated with systems of information that don't actually lead us to any kind of enlightenment. And then I look at the entire thing and I go, everything I look at is completely generic that leads people to like decay, death, and inadequacy of like having any kind of human type experience. And I always get back to this point, and I go, what is the use? Yeah, then I go, oh well, maybe in 10 years some people will listen to me. But like motherfucker, yo, do you know how many smart people have spoken, have used words and written books and throughout the ages? All of a sudden, like my voice is so important. It's not to discredit myself. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like how, who cares? Why wouldn't I just go like sign up for the fucking club and go get myself a yacht and sail off into the ocean, get myself a $10 million contract, go eat. Like who the fuck cares? Like, the people at the White House are like selling GMOs, but they don't have anything but organic products in there. I mean, are you serious? Like, what would you rather do? I want to sit here all day and just like, oh, don't worry, guys. It's going to be better. Just check it out. Like, the best thing you can do is grow your own crops. And the best thing you do is drink your piss. And it actually does taste fine. And, hey, distilled water is good. And, hey, don't listen to this shit. You know what? That doesn't do anything. It's not helping anyone. Yeah, there's a few people like, hey, don't get me wrong. People come in like, I am so appreciative of the people that listen to me. But I don't get the use. I don't get the use of anything that I gotta say. Like because shit, the more and more I speak, the more and more this shit goes on. Like I'm looking out here at like what's around me. I'm like, man, there's even more fires to put out. There's more battles to be fucking fought, and it becomes a bunch of, if anybody's familiar with it, Pyrrhic victories. Pyrrhic victories. You should go read this book. It's called The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. You could always read that. You could read his other book. The genius. You know what? The way he wrote it was amazing. One of my most favorite authors. The way he used the side of the page with different colors and gives a different point of view on the same system, and really great stuff. Really good stuff. And the other was The Art of Seduction. It's like I've never desired I've never desired knowledge or power or information. I don't care. I want a decent life. I want a good life. I want people to be happy. I want to go fucking dance and listen to good music and smell the brightest of colors and hear the. I want to be participating in that. But as a grand landscape, it's always it goes back to this. There was the scientist. I mean, I don't even know what to call him. I'm gonna call him a scientist. I don't know what the fuck the word is for him. But he goes to this African tribe. He sees his kids and says, "Hey, whoever wins this race, grabs these 10 kids. Whoever wins this race can have all the candy, and realizes after they run the race, they all hold hands and they all finish together. So why'd you do that? He's like, when all the kids were like, well, basically, we can't be happy unless our brothers and sisters are happy. And so he took an economic proposition of the capitalist system. And the capitalist system is everywhere. And so, like, these kids knew better because they were born into, like, truth. And we're sitting here born into this capitalist society that wants to capitalize things, to be capitis diminutius. And we get on and play those games, the Black's Law. We play those stupid fucking games. I mean, I did that fucking years ago. That's, but, like, where we sit as human beings, as brothers and sisters. How to be fucking happy. And ain't no fucking way to be happy. Because I have people out here telling you the truth. Ain't nobody happy hearing the truth. Nobody wants to see it. And then we got these fucking people working for the law, man. They ain't even dealing with the law. They're dealing with legalese. That's a whole nother thing, right? And here we are sitting just going, oh, can you just leave us the fuck alone while we enjoy, like, the tiny little things we're doing? Can we eat this food that we grew on our the land that's around us? It's not even ours, it's just the land that's around us. No. And I'm not going to go into where this came from and calling the white man this and the black man this and the Indian man this. That's irrelevant. It's just a whole larger construct of consciousness of what's the worth, what's the value, what more can I say? I've got to this point so many times. I don't know what to do anymore. I could wake up, even if I woke up tomorrow and somebody gave me $100 million. I don't know what I would do. Like, what I start a couple websites, start a TV station? I don't fucking know, but it doesn't, like, what would that energy do for me? Like, currency, that way, like, there's been plenty of people that got that, but as soon as I were to say something truthful, like, that shit would get beat out the water by the ignorance of the people that are already controlled by the corporate manifesto. So I don't know, man. Woman, being, human, God, creator. I just been stuck at this position. It's not stuck. It's such a strange way of putting it, of trying to communicate with people. What type of audience? Who wants to hear it? Who cares? And going, like, what more can I do? What should I do? What can I? Who cares? Shit. Why don't I get a job working at fucking 7-Eleven or Hooters tomorrow? Why don't I get a job working at the restaurant? Why don't I go get a bartending job? I can make a $100K a year. That's easy. Make enough money to eat the food that I want, all organic and healthy, and get my fluid moving in my system, go to the park and do all these things. Like, yeah, that's easy. Okay, I'm done with this shit then, right? What's the point either way, though? This is what I'm always left with. Like, it doesn't matter what occurs here. Like, I asked my friend this. Let me break it down to this. I asked my best friend in the world this, because I asked her this first. I said, if I levitated tomorrow in front of your face, what would you do? And her response was, Zen, I sat there in a restaurant with you and watched it rain on your head and my head because you said it would happen. And when you said it, I knew you did it. And I said, yeah. So how has that affected and helped your life? And there was no response. It had done nothing. And I said, so if I did, and then I went on even further. And then I said exactly what I said. if I levitated in front of you tomorrow? Because this was after an hour-long conversation about exactly how I know how to levitate and how this shit works. All of it. Light, sound, frequency, harmonics, magnetism, electricity, the hands, the fluid that should be moving through your body, why your heart beats not because of the heart but because of your lung. Like, I'm telling you, I broke this down years ago, and I've redone it 50 fucking times for so many people. And I said, but what would it do? What would it do? Would I even be able to, in front of my best friend in the world that believes in me more than anything, could I convince you of anything? Could I convince you of changing your lifestyle, walking a path and doing something new? Could I do that? Even though you know that I made it fucking rain and break windows on... Anybody hasn't heard this, go listen to the rest of my videos. I've made a very good explanation. And she knew I did it. And I said, if I could do something even more crazy than that, if I could just, levitate. What if I could just prove you, dude, I don't have to eat for a year? What if I could be a breatharian? What would that do for you? And so this idea of service to self and service to others, like, there's no way I can serve anyone else. She literally told me, like, yeah, I'd believe it, but there's nothing that she would change about her life. So I'm sitting here making these videos, and this is the other day I was thinking about this funny thing on Instagram. Like, you can't educate someone on Instagram. How fucking idiotic, how brain dead are people making little, like, 2-second sound bites thinking someone's like, hey, guess what? Vegan is better. Hey, guess what? The earth is flat. Hey, guess what? Sunscreen is no good. Hey, guess what? Like, who the fuck cares? People are scrolling through fucking Instagram. Like, you're not educating people. We just sit there wasting time. But then if I make a fucking 2-hour documentary, yeah, the only people that are going to listen to that are people that, like, are already, preaching to the choir. Well, hopefully y'all enjoyed this. I don't... or I don't really care if you enjoyed it, but yeah, my feelings are that I hope you did. I don't know what you're going to get out of this, but sometimes if you dig through the earth, you can find a diamond,